Hello, welcome back to Total Spotfest. I'm Jamie, that's JJ, and with us we have the equal opportunity ass kicker, and all I can say is, wow. That's right, Ruby Raze. Ruby!
Oh,
Yeah, subtle, very subtle, Jamie.
You know, I've been known to be subtle.
That would be the first. That would be the first. No, but Ruby, thank you for joining us. Welcome and hello. How are you doing this wonderful day?
greetings and salutations. It's been a day. It's been such a day. And it's what, 6 o'clock here right now? I think it's been a day. But then again, my day didn't start till 12 because I've been having some really bad sleep issues lately. So it's 6 hours into the day. We'll see what happens. There's still time.
There's still time for it. So hopefully we can take that and put it on an upward trajectory. So, but no, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. And for those of you watching, those of you listening, thank you for giving us some of your time. As always, we do appreciate it. If you are checking us out on YouTube, as always, down below, you can drop a comment. If you want to join the conversation, hit us up on Twitter at Total Spotfest. And of course, like, subscribe, share, all the things. So.
All the things.
So, all right, so let's try and make your day a little better here, Ruby. So, we actually came to meet you through a mutual acquaintance.
Who?
So somebody who you are in, and I know that. So for those of you, of course, this is Ruby, but it does wrestle by some other names, and the person that we know of is somebody who we've gotten to know from our local promotions here in Kansas City. By young Miss Heidi Howitzer.
She came in like a wrecking ball, that's for sure. But
She did.
Yeah,
there is a meme that I released this past weekend about that, by the way.
I'm going to need to see that. Apparently, I missed that one. But
well, we record ahead of time here, so by the time this airs, you will have seen it. Do not worry.
All right, time and space, got it. Time traveling here.
Yes.
Usually that takes whiskey, but anyway.
Yes, but I know Heidi. I know Heidi very well. Now I know Heidi very well. Recently, up until May of this year, I've only met her like 2 or 3 times in passing in Denver, I think, 2 or 3 times. And then this year, I definitely got to know her a whole lot better in a very short amount of time. So, yeah, I know that hoe.
she is something else, and she definitely talked to you up a lot, and I want to dive right in because I'm really interested to actually get to know you a little bit more. So we'll start it off very easy. You're a West Coast girl. In and out or the Habit?
I don't go to either.
Really?
No, I don't go to either. I've been to Habit. It's been to In and Out. Their fries suck, so I don't. I think I feel like if you had to choose, it would be Five Guys. That's the spot, or any of the smash burger spots like Freddy's custard shakes.
Freddy's frozen custard. Hell yes.
Like
Their
those,
cheese curds are fire.
But no, I got it. Shake Shack. That's where you go. You go to Shake Shack. I don't know if you guys have those over there, but over here, Shake.
Yeah. It's very interesting for a West Coast person to go on the Shake Shack train because that seems to be the whole like New York, California thing, right? Because Shake Shack's New York and In-N-Out's California, so very interesting take.
We don't have a whole lot of Shake Shacks here. Like the one I go to is literally on the beach in Crystal Cove, which is about Dana Point, Laguna Hills area. So you could get this amazing burger and shake and sit there and overlook a cliff and look at the ocean while you're having the burger.
That's not bad.
Sounds terrible.
Oh god, that's horrible. Wow. I don't know how you get by. I can understand why your day's been. Oh my god.
I have it rough here in California, guys. You gotta
so rough. Good god.
So we worked together, as we talked about before we got on here, and we actually had a office based out of Irvine. So we've been thrust into the what is better, the Habit or the In and Out side of the house. Like I like In and Out, but I really like the Habit, like fry wise. But In and Out burgers are solid, but yeah, like I get what you're saying. Fries make the sandwich though.
Well, you gotta is the whole accoutrement, right? You know, but I will say this about In and Out: it's significantly cheaper than all the other ones for whatever reason.
Yes. So if you want like a quality type sheep that's very basic, like you could definitely get it at In and Out. And I think honestly, the whole thing with In and Out is just the fact that it's a California establishment. Like it was established here, and like everybody wants, oh, let's go try it. You know, I don't know how many people I've taken from out of state to In and Out because they're like, oh my god, you got to go to In and Out, and I'm like, dude. Like I understand it's a lot better than Whataburger.
Oh,
but
100%.
It's still like I wouldn't choose either. Go to Shake Shack or go to Five Guys, and that's a lot better in my opinion.
Yeah, actually said Freddy. I love Freddy's. So Freddy's is actually, it was based out of Wichita, I believe, was where it started from. So they've been around here in the Midwest for forever, right? But they've expanded out, and I think mostly west. I don't think they've gone east, but I love Freddy's. I love those smash burger styles. I also like Smash Burger. We used to have one, but it closed, unfortunately. It was a Denver burger joint that was wonderful. It was very similar to Freddy's, but you could put literally anything you wanted on the burger, custom order every time, right? So I could get, fried onions, a fried egg, just like load that sucker up. It was, oh god, it's blue cheese, just go to town, right? So I love burgers. You don't know, you hit like the hot spot. That is my like death row meal. There is like a ridiculously good burger. Oh,
I didn't hit the hot spot. That was your boy over there. Like you guys did that.
I'm just doing casual, throwing it out there. Well, okay, all right.
Well, all I did was just throw out the question, and then you brought in the home run of the.
JJ has not had dinner at the time of this recording, by the way, if you can't tell.
I have. That's
just
why I'm
saying.
like, yeah, I'm
So.
Yeah.
So okay, so like you said, so you knew of Heidi before. She is talked you up to us. You are in a tag team with her. I know that you've been on WoW. You also do a lot of promotions out west. You had talked about Denver. Do you travel much past the West Coast for your shows?
I used to travel a lot for my shows. Denver, Texas. I've been in New York, Florida, Indiana, New Mexico. You name like one of those mid states, I've probably been there. So there were a lot of times I have since the pandemic that completely changed.
Sure.
Obviously. And just in general, West Coast wrestling itself changed since the pandemic. I don't feel that it's come back the way it was before, even remotely the way it was before. We have a lot of good stuff going on right now, but it's just nowhere near what it was before. So yes, there's traveling there. I'm not really doing the traveling now. Like when things started coming back and then when WoW came back, that takes up a whole lot of time. A whole lot of time. Especially if you want a girl who's here that's like local. It takes up a lot more of our time too because our training center is here where we train at the center. This is part of what we do. We have the things that we have to do locally, and then if you got press, if you have this or that, there's always something to do. Except for right now, we're at a lull right now. We're at a little pause. So that's nice to have a break because otherwise it was just go, go, go. And I wasn't really doing anything. There's a point where I have to consider if I'm going to go to this indie show and wherever I'm going and risk getting injured, risk, something happening to me while I'm there. And then that puts everything at WoW that I'm doing in jeopardy. So those are like part of things I have to consider. So not really going many places right now, but when I do, that's the fun ones. Like, if you see me there, that's one of the places I chose. Like, hey, I want to go back to this spot. Like, I love being there, such as Denver. I love Denver. I love Lucha Libres and Laugh.
Oh, Triple L is fantastic.
Yeah. Triple L is amazing. Good times.
Definitely. Yeah.
So let's hone in on the travel piece for just a hot second. And this is something we like to ask all of our guests. When you're on the road, what are you listening to?
So if I'm in the plane flying, I listen to this thing called the No Sleep Podcast. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but No Sleep Podcast is essentially a podcast of scary stories, like horror tales, spooky stories. And I have like this great superpower where I can fall asleep on planes. So I just
That is a superpower.
yeah. So that's basically what I listen to when I'm on planes. Once I'm off the plane and I'm around a bunch of people, I tend not to listen to anything on my phone because I'd rather engage with people. So
Okay.
So what kind of music are you into? Like any amp up music, anything like that?
amp up music, I don't do like amp up music like how you see some people with earphones in before their matches. I don't do that. I mean, I do listen to a ton of music all the time, but I listen to like howly reggae, so like Sublime with Rome, Stick Figure, Pepper, a bunch of like basically howly reggae bands. I listen to reggae. I listen to God. You know what? Honestly, I listen to everything. I listen to a lot of Lana Del Rey.
I mean, that's right up there with it. You know, say a potato. So
Same. Like I honestly, when people say like they listen to everything, I pretty much listen to everything. Last night I was listening to Newsies, the musical. Newsies, the musical, because I just listened to Les Miserables, and I was like, let me go to Newsies. And I think this morning I was listening to Fleetwood Mac. On the way home from my doctor's appointment, I was listening to Damian Marley. So it's just all over the place.
It is all over the place. I love it.
Yeah.
A veritable smorgasbord. Well, let me kind of. I think what Jamie's kind of getting at here is, like I said, we like to kind of get to know a little bit more about people we interview here. So, what types of things are you into when you're not wrestling? I mean, or is it 24/7 wrestling for you, or are you really into movies? Are you into live theater? Are you into music? Are you into crocheting, eating burgers on the beach? I don't know. I mean, there's like. What type of stuff that really get you?
So outside of wrestling, I'm a bodyboarder. I have like a whole quiver of bodyboards. I have different sizes, different densities, different foams, different stringers, everything like that. I go on surf trips. Like the last one I went to Costa Rica to go surf at Playa Grande for a couple of days. So that was nice. But otherwise than that, I like to travel all up and down the California coast and finding waves wherever I can. But definitely bodyboarding. I'm not talking about the bodyboarding where you see like the people just riding the little foam along. No, and I'm cut into the wave, bottom turns and stuff like that. So that's like one of the things I do like a lot. I'm at the beach a lot. Not so much since WoW started because that took out a lot of time, but before I was literally at the beach like 3 to 5 days a week.
Cool.
I also enjoy like moderate hikes. Like I don't want to hike to the top of Half Dome or anything like that, but I love that sort of thing. And I really like taking videos and editing videos. So I like putting things together and my creation come to life.
So, follow-up question for that here, okay? Our Midwestern asses, you just want to put that out there preemptively, just in case. But bodyboarding, is boogie boarding a derogatory term for bodyboarding, or is it a different thing?
It's this, okay, so when I actually read an article on this that actually discussed it. So, essentially, a lot of the bodyboarding community says like the difference between boogie boarding and bodyboarding is like I was saying, it's not like the foamy riders where people are just catching the white water and going along the waves. That's kind of more like the boogie boarding aspect where it's not so seriously, but when you're going out into like the bigger waves and you're catching barrels, if you could do your bottom turns, if you cut into waves and stuff like that, that's more of the bodyboarding because that's where bodyboard in all its glory and stuff like that, the way Tom Morey meant for it to be used when he made it.
It's more sport oriented and not the kind of casual-ish, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's so there's a huge bodyboarding community, and I say huge, but I'm sure it's bigger than the people I've met here in Southern California. Last year I was at the 50-year bodyboarding convention, and when we all took to water, that place was just like littered with bodyboarders. They got to meet Tom Morey before he passed, and there's like a huge I feel like it's a huge movement that isn't really discussed too much. They're trying to get it into the Olympics now. There's
cool.
just like there's a lot going on that really isn't discussed because you just got surfing into the Olympics last year, and then you had someone as amazing as Itlio win for the men. I think Carissa Moore won for the women, and there's such a big spotlight on surfing that it's hard to see like surfing's aggressive emo cousin over here bodyboard. The instinct emo cousin here is, and the bodyboarding community does so many amazing things. So that's really like a huge thing for me. I wish it was bigger. Honestly, I wish I could put more time and more effort into this, but we have wrestling, and then I have to split my life. So
That's true. That's true.
So I want to go into like because you said the No Sleep podcast, and I've listened to it and I like it. He struck a chord with me.
We are in the middle of October, and Jamie is this month. Just so you know, Ruby, Jamie is a one-string banjo this month.
Yeah, I love scary shit 24/7 365 period, but this is like the special month, and like actually the beginning of August 1st until October 31st in my house is officially scare season, where I actually scare my daughters and like I try to record it, put it on Snapchat and whatnot, and really try to embarrass them. And the wife, she's kind of got sensitized to it over the years, but like I love scary movies and anything scary. So you say that you like the scary stories and things like that. Makes me wonder, are you a scary movie fan? If you are, what are your favorite scary movies?
yes, I am a huge scary movie fan, but as you grow up, you've come to realize, or at least maybe it's just a thing that happened with time, that the horror genre is so huge. Like there is no way I could keep up. Like I don't know if you guys know Darwin Finch or Tyler Bateman. So they both are huge horror movie fans too, and both really good friends of mine. And there are just some horror movies that I'm just like, how do you guys have the time to watch this many? I love scary movies. I love a lot of the ones I grew up on, and I love slasher movies.
Okay.
Those are my favorite, probably my favorite subgenre of horror movies. And I also love like the religious, what is it, like exorcism? My body's possessed by a demon. What's this called?
Exorcisms? Yeah.
Yeah, possession and
Possession.
exorcism, and basically any sort of like religious scary movie is like up there with slasher movies because I feel like religious scary movies is the shit that could actually happen. Like,
right.
It's crazy. It is crazy, and the things that happen, and if you read about like religion throughout history, how many weird things happen to people that are either deeply religious or hate religion. So like, I feel like that's the like super scary stuff because I see that stuff happening. I've experienced some of that happening myself. And then you have slashers, and slashers are these paranormal beings, for lack of a better word, that are just like superhumans that just keep coming back, and they find all these creative ways to kill you. In the end, you're just dead. And I was a cheerleader, so I'm probably gonna die someday too by a slasher. I don't know.
Oh you're screwed.
I was a jock, so like I was probably one of the first guys dead. I'll go check it out. Like yeah.
You're dead too. I'm running away and I'm tripping over a trash can. I'm gonna die.
So what's your
the
favorite?
Three of us, I'm
slasher?
the last girl. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, my wife would probably be the last.
Oh, she's not here right now though. Give me this.
Yeah. Would you
So
be the
what's
one
your
that
favorite?
find something though, so you live? Like, how are you going out?
I'd probably be akin to like a red shirt from Star Trek. I'd be like one of those like out of nowhere, boom. Oh yeah, JJ died. Yeah, he gone.
Extra number 3.
Sure thing. Opening credit / right. He kill right here.
Yeah.
Were you saying what's your favorite?
Sorry, Jamie.
Yeah. What's your favorite slasher?
Freddy Krueger. All day. Freddy. Like I even have Freddy Krueger gear, and every now and then I wrestle as Raze Krueger. My dad, Freddy. Basically I have like an alter ego that I use sometimes in wrestling. That's basically the Dula Dent of professional wrestling, and I have all these horror gears made. Like I have a Freddy Krueger, I got a Michael Myers, I have a Hannibal Lecter. Like I have all these horror gears, and when I do that, I always say like so and so like is my dear old dad. Freddy Krueger, my dear old dad. Michael, my dad. You know, so I'm basically I don't know where I came from, and I just.
I'm going to continue with this.
Slashers.
So Freddy Krueger's your favorite. What of the catalog of Nightmare on Elm Street is your favorite?
I used to always say it was Dream Warriors, and I feel like that's a pretty typical answer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the older I get, I feel like the original was. The original might be one of my favorites, if not Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
So I agree with you. Everybody's like, "Oh, Dream Warriors is the best ever," which I like Dream Warriors, but yes, like so Dream Warriors doesn't hold up. Like that's the thing; it doesn't hold up. The original holds up, and honestly, the one that's probably low key my favorite is a New Nightmare. Wes Craven's A New Nightmare. Like
That
when he
was
comes
good.
into real life, like that one, I'm like, that's a really good take on Freddy Krueger, and that's what I really like.
Yeah, I liked. I feel like the original definitely held up. The second, the third, Dream Warriors. We're just gonna ignore the second. Let's pretend like that one never happened. But Dream Warrior, there were a lot of things that I did really like about it, and I like the fact that Amanda was in it. Sister Mary Helen was in it. And really, they don't really talk about his mom about any other one besides 3. The fact that Nancy died made me a little sad. But
Yeah.
I don't know, the last one, The Final Nightmare, where they actually delve into his relationship with his wife a little bit and how she came to die and how the daughter is his last, like that's kind of cool. I like when they give a little bit more of the backstory like that.
Yeah.
Also, watch Freddy's Nightmares. They do the whole trial on Freddy's Nightmares. So, and they get more into like the creepy pedophile-y sort of killer that he was while he was alive.
Yeah, but then the remake totally ruined Nightmare on Elm Street. I hated it.
I know, like everybody hated it, but I didn't necessarily hate it because it did get more into that. I wasn't just a child killer. I was kind of pedophile-y, and so it kind of explained more about him as to why people were so pissed off at him. Because I don't know, it's an uncomfortable subject when you get into stuff like that, but it also helps to see like, well, why did he go after children? Like, what was his thing? And it's just, yeah, I didn't hate it. Is what I'm saying. I didn't hate it.
That's fair.
I got nothing
See,
to add, Jamie. Keep going. I'm just like, oh, yep.
About it.
So okay. Have you watched the new Halloween movies yet? Have you watched Halloween Ends?
I haven't seen Ends. I saw the one that came out last year.
Kills?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
Number one, I knew it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you watch the one before this, the one where they had him trapped in the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch that one?
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch it in theaters?
Yes.
So I don't know if this happened on the DVD or Blu-ray or whatever the heck, but at the theater, we watched it. If you stayed all the way past the credits, they played the sound of him breathing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so I sat there and I was like, wait a minute. And we're listening to it. I was like, there's going to be another one. Look, there's going to be another one. And sure, lo and behold, like the next one came out. I didn't necessarily like Kills, the one from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like that one. And I don't like it because they humanize the monster too much. Like, and I feel like if you're going to tell like a villain tale, because what you have with Jamie and him are literally ongoing hero and villain tales. The hero goes through something and she like changes and she comes out on the other side and she's like this hero character. Well, here you got the ultimate villain, the monster. You humanize the monster too much, then what does this mean? She doesn't, it's just like professional wrestling, man. Like, what does Jamie Lee mean being this hero when you're looking at someone that's essentially you made human again? Now who's the asshole? Like, it's I think they went to Nietzsche at the end with it too, didn't they? Like,
mm-hmm. The second one was just like here we're gonna just have a huge body count and make him just look like super crazy. And like the thing with the originals is like he wasn't. He only killed like 4 or 5 people in the first one. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like this one he had like 30 and like it was just gory. And I'm like, it's a Blumhouse movie, so I'm like, okay, I get why you're doing that. You're cranking it to 11, which I appreciate. But yeah, I watched the recent one. If you haven't watched it, I'm not gonna talk to you about it. But
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I almost bought a ticket to go watch it here at the movie theater by myself, just out of curiosity. And even though everybody's telling me it's not good, I might just go watch it out of curiosity. But like, honestly, when it comes to the Halloween franchise, like I thought number 1 was definitely gold. I really liked number 2, but everything beyond that, I never saw anything I thought that stood out beyond that one. Not even H2O was kind of cool, but
yeah. But then, like, it didn't even happen because of these movies. Like, H2O never happened.
yeah, and I think that's what I had read somewhere, that they were gonna like, essentially, we're ignoring this big chunk of our franchise to do these movies now. But nah.
As somebody who's not the horror movie fan, and you'll get a kick out of this. So for October, Jamie has insisted we play a little game every week on our podcast where we're doing, a little horror movie review, knowing that I have like 3 that I might be able to pull out of my catalog, right? But I surprised him a little bit because it is so vast. And I raised a question this past week about that. It's time to end it, right? Isn't it time to end the whole Michael Myers thing? I mean, if you're going to keep putting out there sequels and continuations that the fan base doesn't like, move on. It's time to move on. I mean, it's like, yes, I know Hollywood's not good about making new IPs in 2022, but it's time. Do you think it's time to end it and just, let Michael let it be for what it is? Or would you like to see him keep trying at continuing it?
No, I don't think, personally, I wouldn't like to see another one. I didn't. It was hard enough to sit through that one, but I think if they would have brought it back and did something, like, it should have been a definitive ending where neither one lives. I would have liked to see both of them die. If that's going to be the case, if they're going to bring it back. And I think that would be awesome too, because then you have the ultimate hero sacrifice. She gives her life to take out this monster. I think that would have been great. But yeah, they could stop it now. It's fine. We're okay. Hollywood, we're okay.
Yeah, put it into it. Okay, enough of the Michael Myers. All right.
Yes, I support that 1,000,000,000%. That's an official percentile.
That's an official percent. Okay, that's good to know. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so definitely into the slasher movies. We also like you said the religious horror movies. You're right. The genre is broad because it's like I say I'm not a horror movie fan, but I love zombie movies, and half the times I talk about like a suspense thriller or whatever, and Jimmy's like, "Oh, that's a horror movie," and I go, "Is it though?" He goes, "Well, the umbrella encompasses it, right?" So, is that like your the main entertainment that you kind of, when you have the time to take in, is horror movies, or is there other stuff that kind of gets you trips your trigger?
Cartoons, like,
Okay.
but not all cartoons. But maybe a lot of cartoons. I watch. Okay, let me put this out there. I don't, on a regular daily basis, I don't watch TV. For instance, I woke up and my TV was on because I left it on overnight, and it's 7:00 at night. It hasn't been turned back on. I'll probably turn it back on again at like 2:00 in the morning and put something on that I'm probably not paying attention to.
Sure.
So to get me to sit down and actually watch TV, it'll be like an at night. It needs to be. I just watched 2001: Space Odyssey. Finally. It took me 3 days to watch it because that's how little TV I watch.
Okay.
But I do love me some cartoons. Love the cartoons. If you've never seen Bob's Burgers, the movies, go watch it.
Oh, I love Bob's Burger. Tina Belcher is my spirit animal.
I love Tina. I love Louise even more than I love Tina. I love Bob's Burgers. I love American Dad, Family Guy.
Yeah.
I just watched new one, the little demon, little.
Okay, I watched a little bit of that. That's pretty funny. It's Little Demon.
I have that
Little Devil.
saved. Little Devil.
Little Devil, the one with the girl.
It's the girl whose dad is Alan Tudyk,
Satan?
and it's the Satan.
Yeah.
Satan. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I watched that one. That one actually got through pretty quick. So lots of cartoons, and then if it's not cartoons, I do watch a lot of surfing movies, obviously. Letterkenny, big fan.
Yes.
Reservation Dogs, big fan. Res Dogs is like queen. I watch a lot of old reruns of Two Broke Girls because I really wish it was still on air.
It's a pretty funny show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
super. But cartoons, man, I love cartoons. I was just watching. Have you guys seen the Oblongs? I was watching the Oblongs the other day again.
I have not been able to see that yet. No.
Me either. No.
It's on Tubi right now. Go on Tubi. You can watch it for free. There's only like 10 or 13 episodes that was ever made of the Oblongs, and it's great. It has creepy Susie from the comic books in it, and I think.
Okay.
I've
heard good things about that.
Yeah, there was a wrestling promoter here in Southern California who actually was like an art director or something on it. So that's actually how I found out about it, and it's great, and you should watch it.
I've heard good things about that. I'll have to check that out for sure. And I've also heard good things about, what is it? It's like Another Planet or whatever. It's by the guy who did Rick and Morty, but it's like the aliens that crashed to Earth. I've heard that one is ridiculous. And
yeah, it's like on the featured on Hulu right now, but I haven't. I want to see it, but I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Jamie doesn't know what I'm talking about, do you? You know?
I know. I'm trying. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I can't remember the name
Rick
of
and Morty
this
guy.
Yeah,
but it's not Rick and Morty. Are you a Rick and Morty fan?
No, because I've never watched it. I just kind of started watching it the other day. It sounds like I watch a lot of TV for not watching a whole lot of TV. Jesus.
Yeah, you just throw a bunch of stuff at us. That's pretty recent.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it's all good.
I swear to God, I really don't watch a whole lot of TV. But
she goes bodyboarding at least 3 times a week. Stop it, people. Okay.
Yes. Nice.
It took me 4 days to watch 2001: Space Odyssey, man.
What did you think? What did you think at the end of it? Let me ask you that.
That's not bad because honestly, that movie's really long.
It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
It feels like forever. Very
long. It does. It absolutely. It drags.
It's the lack of dialogue and everything, just because it plays the way Chuck Palahniuk writes. Like, they will get so detailed about the most minute thing, and you're just sitting there like, but what's next?
Okay.
But what is next? I think I even tweeted about it. Like, I put, Dave, I'm afraid. Dave, like, will you stop, Dave?
There's rumors that they were talking about redoing that, and I'm like, you better not.
I've heard that. That's
maybe if they redid it in a way that it didn't seem like it lasted 5 hours.
Like, it feels longer than a Lord of the Rings movie, and those things are fucking long.
Yeah, like redo it in like an Event Horizon way. How about there? Like, add some of those elements in.
Oh, that's a good. I support that.
I love
Event Horizon. Have you watched Event Horizon? Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I love Event Horizon. I saw Event Horizon in the theaters when it came out back when I was in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, we're old.
Hey, was it in color then? Just kidding.
Technicolor. First year.
Well, for those of you still with us, I'm sorry. We seem to have lost Ruby's feed amazingly. I don't know what happened. It's just no. I'm kidding. Hey, I just want to make record. No. Jamie is older.
Oh.
By 6 months.
Whatever, old man. Whatever.
I'm 42. Okay, wear like a badge of honor. So I do have one little question, and this might just be completely off the wall, but I don't even care. So your name's Ruby Raze. Does anybody ever like give you the Ruby from The Fifth Element? Like they go Ruby or anything like that? Have you ever seen The Fifth Element?
Yes,
Ruby Rose.
She just looked at you.
Chris Tucker, like Ruby Rose, Ruby Raze.
It's like Ruby Rod or something is his name in
Ruby
there.
Rod. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, ice cold. I cannot answer your phone call right now. there. So no, I've never gotten that, but the one I hate is like my name and like my birth given name was actually a catchphrase on a TV show, and I hear that so much. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. I hate it. I'm not going to tell you because you're going to say it, but I hate it.
Hey,
Don't.
you're talking to one of the guys who most people's only recollection of anybody named JJ was from Good Times. My very first job, washing dishes at Domenico's Italian restaurant in Jeff City, Missouri. Walk into the kitchen there, and there's the executive chef, and he goes, "Hey, Dynamite!" Trust me, I'm with you there.
Not that I'm a one-upper. Not that I'm a one-upper. But my middle name is Starbuck, and it's because of this show, Battlestar Galactica.
Like, legit.
Yeah. That's not something I'm proud of.
So, you don't feel alone, like, Ruby. We're there with you, okay?
Yeah. Like, it's like Lost Boys. And like, what's your name? Star? Oh, you had hippie parents, too. Like, our parents really needed to think about these things, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm with you. And I was born in 80, so Good Times was definitely out there. My mom still decided to refer to me as JJ from the time of birth. So I don't know where we're going on that. We totally we totally off the rails now.
Trying to get I'm getting those stupid messages that are popping up on my phone. I really hate my phone.
You know, they are like the thing now. Like I have daughters. It's funny. So like
he has 4 daughters. Feel for him.
Yeah, I have 4 daughters. And my second oldest daughter, she's 16. She's on her phone less than my 12-year-old. My 12-year-old literally it is legit attached to her fucking hand. It just drives me insane.
I hate it. Literally part of the reason why my day was bad earlier, it was because I needed to have my phone on because I was expecting a phone call and hearing the ding, the ding, the ding, the ding. I'm like, I keep hearing my phone go off. Just stop.
Yeah, mine's always on vibrate.
Yeah, I hate it. And like when you take it off vibrate, just do it one day and see when you're getting notifications. That is so fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My phone. Sorry. That's too stressful.
That's okay.
Hey, let it out. Let it out. This is therapy session.
This is a safety zone. You can let go.
This is a safe space, Ruby. Safe space.
All this right here is a safe zone. Okay, so no Ruby Rod, and the TV reference that shall remain nameless, not out there. But okay, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm totally lost.
I don't either.
I know. We started. It's just lost. So
should we play some games?
I think I was just going to get to that. I was going to say because we like to play some games with our guests here. So we have these things that we call impossible games. And we probably have a couple variants. Jamie's been preparing them. He has been taking notes if you haven't noticed because we got to make it juicy. So, Jamie, let's play some impossible games.
So these games are called impossible because it's an impossible decision that you have to make.
It's a Sophie's choice.
So here we go. We're going to do feud, faction, or fire. That's basically the same thing as FMK or Kiss, Marry, Kill. Okay? We give you 3 names. You have to you either feud with them, you become a faction with them, or boom, they're gone forever. They never existed. So yours are Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, and Hannibal Lecter. Because you said you had gear based off them.
Yeah. So feud. Wait,
faction,
what is it? Feud
and fire.
So I'd feud with Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
I'd faction with faction with Freddy Krueger, and I'd fire Mike. No, I'd feud with Hannibal Lecter, faction with Michael Myers, fire Freddy Krueger, and this is why. Hannibal Lecter is just a man. Michael Myers is a superhuman who could kill that man for me. Freddy Krueger is pretty much inhuman, especially if you're in Dream. So you get rid of him because then you have a safe zone. And Michael Myers apparently is able to be killed or dissipated. So then I could faction to probably feud later because I wouldn't want to stay on a team with him because I know he would double cross me.
That's fair. At a big event like a pay-per-view.
Yes.
That has to be the most in-depth like logic
I love the
train
thought process
into any feud faction or fire game we've had. Like seriously, I'm impressed.
And I would faction with Freddy, and I would feud with Michael Myers because we've already seen Freddy and Jason go at it. I would love to see Freddy and Michael Myers go at it personally. I just think that would just be so much fun because we almost have kind of seen it before. And then just fire Hannibal. I mean, I love me Silence of the Lambs and Mindhunter and all that. Like, but yeah, no.
But he's human. Like, I feel like in this scenario, you're gonna die.
Yeah, but you got if I'm faction with Freddy, like, we just gotta figure out how to make Michael sleep. And Michael has been known to be knocked out
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Or you just sick Fred, and I agree with Jamie on the choices there. You stick Freddy and Michael on each other, and you just get the fuck out.
Yeah, you climb the ladder, you grab the belt,
and you run. Let them fight forever. It's like I'm gonna go live in Acapulco or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so that was Feud Faction or Fired. We generally have another impossible game. Jamie, do you have another game ready and waiting?
Yeah, we're gonna do Deserted Island.
Yes.
So Deserted Island's pretty fun. So basically, this is what it is. You're on a desert island. Obviously, you're gonna be able to bodyboard every single day, as much as your heart contents. Okay, but when you are actually on the island, music's gonna be playing on loop. You're gonna have one album on loop, just continuously. Just always going. And then once a year, you're allowed to listen to a second album in its entirety. What are your two albums? What are you listening to every single day? And then what's your once a year special occasion?
And we do want to just make the note that compilations and box sets are disqualified.
Okay.
So you can't say like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Well, I mean, that's an individual album. I'm talking more like, the complete best of The Who or whatever, right? It's like, okay, all right. No.
So that's a no. That would be a no. Like, not a complete.
That would be a no. Yeah, compilation, right? A movie soundtrack, like Jamie mentioned, would be fine. Because that's an individual album.
That's
okay. So then... And then I get something else. Okay, so for what I would listen to 24/7 on this island is the score from Pirates of the Caribbean. The score. That's
very nice.
For the one thing I get to hear otherwise, probably do something with lyrics. So I'm going to go with Song from an American Movie Part 1 by Everclear.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's a.
So I don't know. Do you have guys heard that?
Yeah, I love Everclear. I've seen Everclear 7 times live.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, songs from. I feel like
my
songs
very
from
first
America
concert included Everclear.
Was great. Like, I feel like the album told a story, like with that whole album. So, and it has like a lot of good tunes on it. And so the reason why you choose Pirates of the Caribbean though is like, so if you're going to be listening to something 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, And if it's like metal or something, eventually that's going to drive you crazy. Like I need something a little bit more calming and a little more.
It depends on how crazy you are to start with. Okay, we'll tell you our choices in a second. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so and just a little thing. So both Jamie and I, we're both into movies, both into music. He's definitely the cinephile, and I'm definitely the audiophile, right? So mine are so my all day every day was Rage Against the Machine, self-titled, their first album. I've listened to that album probably 200,000 times all the way through. I mean, I remember there's a stretch in college where I literally had that CD in my car for a month continuously playing. And I could listen to that all day, every day, no problem, right? And then my once a year was, I prefer more rock and metal, personally, although I do like a vast assortment of things. But my once a year would be something kind of a little bit of a different tone. I'd do Zeppelin 4.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So mix it up a little bit, a little nostalgia there for me. And
yeah, mine is nostalgia, like, but it's broken up. So my everyday was Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, because I feel like it's mellow enough that I could deal with it all day long, and there's probably some good greenery that's available on that island, I'm hoping, and I just relax and just enjoy the scenery, if you will. And
It's
then
a good one. Really good choice. Yeah.
And then the once a year, I feel like I'm gonna need to laugh because I'm all by myself on this thing. So I wanted Steel Panthers, Feel the Steel.
I don't think I know that one. No?
Steel
Are you
Panthers.
familiar with Steel Panther at all?
No, I don't
So
think
they're a parody hair metal band. They're a fake hair metal band. You're not the first person who says they don't know who this is. And the funny thing is, like, they a lot of them came from a Van Halen cover band. Like, they were supposed to be like the best Van Halen cover band, and they decided, you know what, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna make fun songs. Like, literally, one of their songs is called "Community Property." It's basically saying "I love you," but my cock is community property.
They're all about sex. I love you, but all their songs are about sex.
He's a hunter.
There's the Glory
There's one
Hole
called
song.
Asian Hooker. Gang bang at the old folks' home. Like, it's really funny.
Really raunchy.
I have to say that.
Fun.
But they're a Hollywood based band. Like, they're based out of Hollywood.
I feel like I knew the name, but I'm not familiar with their work. So now I know.
They look like if Motley Crue existed in 2020 visually. And they've got that.
Not the 2020 versions of Motley Crue.
No, not
like the
aged that young. But if Motley Crue was formed this year with the same sense of style, let me put it that way, the same sense of style, they got the big hair and all the colors and stuff, and they have a. It's not as it's a throwback kind of big hair. Metal sound, a little modernized, but definitely a throwback to that sound. So
yeah, big hair metal guitar riffs. Like, it's fun. Like, give it a listen, and then you tell me I'm a complete idiot, and I'll totally take it, because you won't be the first person to say that. But
I do love your Everclear choice, though. That's Everclear is that's a fan. That album, I just want to speak. That album, I agree with you 100%. It definitely told the story. Personally, I like So Much for the Afterglow better. That's more of a nostalgia thing, because when I saw them, that album was the album they had out live, right? So it's a nostalgia thing. But I think that one's probably the better thematic album, more than I would say.
I think so Much for the Afterglow was actually really up there. That was one that I go back in my head, but I feel like Songs from American Movie would, I don't know, for this scenario it would be better. But that's just me. I like Songs from American.
I agree.
I agree with you.
I'm like,
it gives you a variance too.
Yeah, like when I tried to tell you guys earlier that I go all over the board with like pretty much everything in my life. You got a professional wrestler, bodyboarder who loves hiking, Everclear, reggae, horror movies, and cartoons. Like
cartoons.
Yes.
I'm not that great of a reader, but I started reading recently, and if you haven't, you probably know it. But Lore Olympus
sounds familiar.
don't know no Lore. Okay, Lore Olympus is a graphic novel that just came out, but it's been an ongoing cartoon online for like a very long time, where it talks about basically the people in the pantheon, like Hades and all of them exist in modern times and stuff. Like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think I know what
Is
you're
that by
talking about now.
Image?
Yeah, it's ringing a bell.
huh?
Is that published by Image?
I'm not sure who publishes it because they just started releasing the graphic novels of it this year after being online for years, and so they're at number 3 right now. But yeah, look it up. Lore Olympus. It has the main story arc is about Hades and Persephone, so that's a good one. And if you haven't seen it, Fight Club 2 is in a graphic novel. Also, Fight Club 3 is in a graphic novel. I don't have 3. I'm on 2. That's a good one too.
Oh man, we could have got into freaking comics with her.
Oh.
Damn, we missed a gold mine.
We still
Like-
can. Yeah.
Yeah, Fight Club. I mean, I'm not huge on comics and graphic novels, but like the Sandman series, I loved Neil Gaiman. I used to have the Max on the comics, the old comics of the Max.
Oh
I used to have,
yeah.
like, man.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like definitely of the comic and graphic novel genre. It's more of the independent, individualized story stuff is what I'm hearing from you. Some of the stuff that you're getting into, not so much the Batman, X-Men, Marvel, DC necessarily, right?
No. Did you guys ever see? I mean, well, you know the Max, right?
Yes. I'm a big comic
Max.
nerd. I have gigabytes.
Yeah.
I am all digital now. I have like 30 gigs of comics, which each comic is like, when you think about how small, I have a lot of comic books. So yes.
Yeah, I'm hugely story driven. So like when it comes to something like Fight Club, to hear that there was Fight Club after the movie,
Yeah.
like, and after the book, like, and how that evolved. I don't know if you guys have read that one. It's just insane.
I heard about it. I know of it, but I've never heard anybody ever talk about it. So I never dove into it because I was just like, the general assumption, right? How are you going to follow up the movie, right? But you say it's worth. If you say it's worth a read, I'll go download it for sure.
I'm halfway through it right now because the graphic novel is actually pretty thick for it. So I'm halfway through it right now. It goes, it revisits a lot of the same theories and stuff like that. And if you've read, I mean, you've obviously seen Fight Club. I'm just assuming everybody's seen Fight Club because that there's so many great themes going on in that movie that you could literally pick individual parts and write a book off of this part, a book off of that part, or something. Like, Chuck Palahniuk's a great writer. It takes forever for me to read his stuff, but he's a great writer. I'm talking a whole lot.
Yeah. Have you? Let me ask you. I'm gonna dig into this here because I actually am really. I mean, I have a Batman tattoo. Batman is my zen, right? And I can sit here, and we have before. So we made this. I don't know if you know. Do you know JDX? He's a younger guy. He's out of Minneapolis
Midwest
now.
wrestler, yeah.
Independent wrestler, yeah. He was in Atlanta before, so I don't know. I don't think he's done much on west of the Rockies yet, but very young guy. He'll definitely be up there. He's the current Black Wrestlers Matter champion, if that helps. Anyway, friend of ours.
It's a Midwest Promotions. Just he's like, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just if that helps. I don't know if you're on Twitter.
Faces, like I'll forget someone's name. Oh, that guy, yeah.
If you ever see him, it'll ring a bell. But long story short, too late, I know. Friend of ours, friend of the show, and so found out he's as big a Batman fan as I am. So we're like, hey, this is like right before the Batman movie came out this past summer. And we're like, hey, the movie comes out. Why don't you come back on? Let's do a review. All he's like, hell yeah. So we watched it. 3 of us got together, and we sat there for an hour and a half doing a movie review. And if you go anywhere else online, every other movie review is 15 minutes, and we're 15, like me 30, and him, and Jamie's sitting back watching because we're getting into like issue and series and issue and quoting different like comic stuff, like getting deep into it. But I love the independent comics. I especially love Image. Image does a lot of the ones that are out there. The Max was an Image comic. Walking Dead was an Image comic. a bunch of good stuff. Did you, and I know that, and this kills me because I haven't watched the Sandman series, but it seems like all the really good independent not worth it. Okay, good to know.
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh, no, okay,
No.
all right. I was like, I haven't heard. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I probably will, but it seems like all like the really good indie comics that I loved got made into like meh or bad adaptations. Like Why the Last Man. Did you ever read Why the Last Man?
No, that was one of the. I wanted to read that one, and then
It's phenomenal.
turned into or something. I didn't read it. I wanted to, and since it got made into Hulu, someone's like, "Oh, just watch it." But I haven't watched. I'm kind of like waiting on
You
that.
don't need to worry about watching it. It's already been not picked up for a second season. So
Well.
definitely read it. It's worth the read. It is exquisite. It is a masterpiece of storytelling.
That would be that would be one of the ones I have. I have too many books right now, but that's definitely will be one of the ones I want to read. Shoot, hold on. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, Sandman. So when I first saw that Sandman was coming out, I was like, no, Tori Amos, not in. Like, how are you gonna make the Sandman without actually casting Tori Amos in it, right? But like the Sandman series was one I didn't read every graphic novel. I read a lot of them, and like my favorite was actually the compilation of the Preludes and Nocturnes one.
Okay.
So that was one, and then while we're on that topic, and I know it's not a graphic novel, but Good Omens. So when I read Good Omens, like years and years and years, like years ago, I loved Good Omens so much. And then when I saw that they were bringing it out to be like a series, I was like, so I haven't watched that yet because the was so good. And I know they made American Gods into a thing too, and I don't want to watch these because the imagery I have in my head
It's
from
so
reading these.
vivid, and then
Even the one I did watch, Stardust, when they remade Stardust, that book, I don't know if you guys read it, that book is, in my opinion, so well written with the details, like the wind, and this is, how the ancestral or the ghosts, the spirits, whoever, those that have passed just talk, and then the wind blows and stuff like that. It didn't quite come across in the movie, and the movie wasn't bad, but the imagery never stands up to what I had in my head for it. So, and once you watch something, it kind of replaces the imagery you had before.
Right.
So,
right.
I'm very hesitant to watch those.
Oh, I hear you. I thought it was weird. Well, I thought it was weird that I couldn't believe they were making Sandman into a series. I also couldn't believe they made Preacher into a series. And when I heard they're making The Boys into the series, I was like, that's a fucking joke. There's no humanly way possible.
I'm not like I said, I don't watch a lot of TV, and I know I sound like I watch a lot of TV, but this is like where I come to like pick and choose, and like I know for a fact that I could sit there and watch Bob's Burgers, and it's gonna be great. Okay,
Absolutely.
I will take that out.
Well, I will say for a lot of these properties, you're better off reading them 100%. Just go read them. They're better off read. A lot of them, except for The Boys. Boys is awesome.
Yeah, and then you guys were playing these games like the Impossible game. I know one Impossible game.
Oh,
ooh,
let's play.
Okay. But if I tell you about this game, I just want you to know that you will consistently lose this game.
That's a challenge. Okay. All right.
okay.
So, you discuss the game. Once you play the game, you're always playing the game.
Got it.
Wow, you guys aren't as big as nerds as I thought you were. All right, I thought you would have caught on by now. Fine.
Wait, I don't see it. No, it's hold on a second.
Once you always play the game.
Is this from
What you learn about
the movie, The Game?
No.
Okay.
It's
Well, for everybody else watching right now, I hope you know that I just lost. And that's the game. Complete details, but I just ruined the day for a lot of your viewers.
Oh, I doubt it.
That's we still like reserve that for ourselves. Don't worry. I'm confused though. I like I it's like right there at the tip of my brain. I know what it's like.
I've heard it.
about.
I've heard
of
what
this.
you're saying. I'm missing it. I don't get why.
It's okay. Your viewers will hate this. Absolutely hate this. They'll be very upset.
Well, let's shift away from that. So,
Like if this gets cut out, I'm not ruining the day of like X amount of people. Like it's happening.
all right. Well, we're just gonna pivot swiftly here.
Okay, hold on then.
Go,
I got
Jamie.
let's just throw a fun game in there.
All right.
If you are in the middle of a field with an aluminum baseball bat and you're being bum rushed by 1,000, or sorry, you're just being bum rushed by a whole bunch of 10-year-olds wearing helmets, how many of them do you think you can get knocked down before you get taken over?
I have a baseball bat.
Yeah, you're armed
Yes.
with an aluminum baseball bat. How many 10-year-olds do you think you could take out before they officially take you over?
10 years old. Before they take me over, I'm definitely probably getting through say at least 100, if not more.
Ooh, good stamina.
Because you use that as a battering ram and start taking out people, and if they take your bat, then you use one child against the other.
There you go.
Children make great.
Do the
Well, and
Claudio swing on him.
You're never specific. Are they coming from all directions or one direction? Because then it's like you have tactics involved. So I think that the lay of the land makes a big play for that too.
You're in the middle of the field and they're just bum rushing you from all sides.
Okay, all right.
And you're armed with an aluminum bat.
I mean, I guess technically you could just knock over a group of them and then just walk over them, right? And just...
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
It's just a fun, morbid idea. Like, how many 10-year-olds could I take out?
well, thank you guys for sticking around for this wrestling podcast where we've totally gone off the rails here in the best possible way. But no, I do want to turn it back for a second here. So, Ruby, we do want to give you some of your time to promote whatever it is you want, pump up your socials, whatever you got going on there. Please feel free. It's Plug City. We're entering it right now. I'm gonna give you the keys. Please go to town.
You can find me under all social media. I make it really easy. It's under Razor Pops. That's RAZERPOPS. I'm very easy. I'm very easy to find. I got the same name, guys. It's simple. Sorry, make it easy. If you want to find my WoW profile, look for Reina Del Rey. That's WoW _REINADELREY. Find me there.
Right. And you can find you on those Saturdays. I think it's a syndication, I believe, but it's Saturdays.
Yeah, it's Saturdays in Kansas City.
Yeah, this Saturday, is Santino Brothers Night of the Human Death Match, where I'll be teaming with BC Killer. But by the time this airs, I think that'll be Bark at the Moon, and I'll be in San Diego for Level Up at Mavericks, having a match against B-Boy.
Oh, okay.
B-Boy, great wrestler. Great wrestler.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Links down below for everything as well, guys. So please, follow, do all the stuff.
I am really enjoying the fact that we have literally gone all over the damn place in this interview. This has been a fun ass interview because literally, like, it is just everywhere, and that's great for us because we are everywhere. Like, you went into horror movies with me, and then you went into, graphic novels with him. It's like, man, like, you just made our days. And we talked about burgers at the beginning that you're not a big fan of. So yeah, hey.
Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of you guys basically just met me in a nutshell. I am very much all over the thing in my life. We could tap on it too. I also have a master's degree in psychology. What?
Damn.
Like, just another layer, like onion. Just keep another layer there. So, no, but please go follow Ruby. Everything that was down below. You get a chance to see her live, go check it out. If not, definitely check out WoW Saturday evenings, Saturday nights. Check your local listings for the time and channel. But thank you, Ruby, for giving us your time. We wish you the best of luck. And we know your tag team partner over there, WoW, is definitely a piece of work. So,
Right.
I'm just, but we'll be back on Thursday with our standard show, our regular show. So please check us out. Stay tuned to our socials at Total Spotfest for everything. We'll let you know when we have other interviews coming up. And Jamie, that's all I got. Take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got one word for you. Ruby!
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.